There's something about getting 1,000,000 views a day on your YouTube channel that warrants different conversation or different responses. YouTube.com/Queenzflip. My YouTube channel gets 1,000,000 views a day, so I look at things from a different perspective. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to disrespect anybody. I heard all the videos. Some of them I didn't, but the ones that I needed to hear, I heard them. And I have nothing negative to say towards anyone. I want you guys to go subscribe to their channels and watch them because they're able to dissect different things better than I ever can. They're able to do it better than I ever can. I don't know how to do it. I'm not too articulate. I'm not too, fancy. I just say it how I say it. So make sure you support that and, understand that everybody's platform is different. So I don't think this warrants any conversation. To be honest, I think it's minimum. But just to the people who support me, who support this channel, I definitely want to give you a reason and some clarity because everybody think that they know the truth. Everybody look at things different. But, a lie unchallenged becomes the truth. Y'all know who I got that from. And people only see the end of the road. They don't watch and see how you got there. So they see me talking to Alpo, but they don't know what I said, how I earned the respect, how I earned this trust, how I earned him to understand the meteorologist. I am a meteorologist, a word that I've made up. I made up that word, meteorologist, not meteor media, and it's in the dictionary. Actually, it's online when you can look up meteorologist. I coined that phrase. And my thing is, people never want to be able to give you credit for what you've accomplished. It's easier to find something bad in someone. It's easier to look at someone as a clown or based off their behavior or based off their patterns of how they act. But in that bad person, it's harder to find something good. And that clown person is harder to see or take them serious. It's harder. That's the hardest part. And when you able to look at things from a third eye, from a different perspective, you're able to see and unlock and acknowledge who you are because you're now able to see and look past all the shiggery, look past all the nonsense. Shout out to Big Phil, that's his word. Look past everything and look and see the better in a person. We all jump on the bandwagon. Yo, guys, this and that. They don't want to see. It doesn't matter if you have property. It doesn't matter if you're a business owner. They just see what they see. They don't take their time and dissect it, and that's fine. It's not up to them to do it, but it's up to the person to just shed some light on some things. So let's talk about this Alpo audio because I'm going crazy. Everybody said, somebody, not everybody, when Alpo first passed away, people were calling me and making jokes and, you sad your man going because I stood for what I stood for. I stood for the conversation. I stood for the understanding. And I said that he was cool. I always said that he was cool. I never stated he was my friend. I never said that we do things together. None of that. I said that he was cool. He knew that. It's crazy how he understood the meteorologist work because King Erna was on my platform disrespecting them. So if he didn't understand the meteorologist work and respect me, why would he still talk to me? King Erna was on my platform and different people was on my platform talking about him, but he respected it and he understood it. He understood it and he respected it. I remember one time his girl was in the background and she was like, you're telling him too much. You're like, yo, Flip, honey, it's Flip. She's like, nah, I heard her in the background. It was twice she did that. He said he got off the phone and he called me back and he spoke to me about it. And he said, a lot of people don't, he said, I stood up for you because a lot of people are not real. A lot of people don't tell me to my face how they feel. A lot of people don't do that. They say things behind my back, and then when I'm willing to have the conversation, they backbite. This is what the man told me. And I understood that, and I respected the fact that he acknowledges that. Even if you hear how we talk on the phone, you heard that conversation, how I talked to him. Alpo was aware that I recorded that conversation. I know it's hard for a lot of you to believe. I don't know who's telling y'all this or who's telling y'all that. You know what I mean? He was aware that the conversation was recorded, and I'll tell you why. When the recording happened and Paparazzi Poe called me after the Sean Bell interview and he stated how he felt, he said the questions that I was asking him led him to believe the conversation was recorded. And he said, Flip, I've been in this game long enough. You can't fool me. But this is what he told me pertaining to that recorded conversation. He said, I'm going to give you an interview. You keep that for you. Because I told him, I can't remember all the stuff you said to me, so I had to record it. He was aware. I told him this out my mouth. So when anybody asks why you didn't put it out, because it's a deal that I've made with him not to put that audio out so I can get a person sit-down interview. That's just for you to have the knowledge. So when you sit down and talk to somebody, you can be able to tell the truth. In that audio, he talked about Sean Branch is the Christ. Shout out to Gangsta Lou. Shout out to Sean Branch. Shout out to Gang. He talked about Gangsta Lou. He talked about the Porters. He talked about Demencio. He talked about everybody. And in that conversation, I didn't agree with nothing that he said. Nothing. You can ask Paparazzi Paul. I didn't agree with anything. And when he called me 2 days later, and he was like, yo, Flip, you recorded that? And we was talking. He was aware of that. He was fine with it, but he said, let me see if you a man of your word. I'm going to give you, keep that audio. That's what he said. He didn't say delete it. He didn't say scrap it, nothing. Keep that audio. I'm going to give you an interview. Sit down after I finish working out this movie deal. So he was working out paper, and he's working out contracts and different stuff pertaining to this deal. He was a lot of times by the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, by the studio. He was having meetings working on his documentary. I was aware of this. He was keeping me abreast on the situation. He was keeping me abreast on the situation via text messages and I appreciated that. So I kept my word. I kept that to me. He didn't tell me destroy it. He didn't tell me delete it, but it's hard for people to believe because they don't want to accept the fact that I'm able to garnish or get these things by just being myself. While everybody look at me as a clown and a guy that is not able to spit things and articulate too well and, who's not too smart and wise, they can't respect the fact that I'm able to just get it how I got it. That's it. I'm not going to sit here and play no more audio. The only reason I put that part out was because when people were calling me, they kept calling me and making jokes and calling me, wipe your tears, and calling me Harlem, Brooklyn, making jokes, your man. And I said that me and him had understanding. He told me, and he said, and I have this recorded, I don't want nobody to mourn my death. I don't want nobody to mourn my death. I will give my life up to bring my mother and sister back. He said some more things, but I don't want to put that out there. I don't want nobody to mourn it. He said, when I pass away, my name is going to be immortal. This is what he told me. He told me this out of his mouth. It's documented. So my thing is that he said, I don't want nobody to mourn me and Flip, I accept whatever comes with it. If it's meant to be, it's destined, it's destined. So, and my thing is that when I came up here and people like, yo, this is not the third, yo, Flip, you trying to do this, you trying to do that. Nah, I just had an understanding with the man. And I believe I respect somebody, how they view things pertaining to their life. See, a lot of us can't do that. A lot of us cannot respect the way people live their lives. We want to tell them what to do. We want to judge them. We want to ridicule them. That's not me. How you live, what you eat don't make me, how you live don't make me live. It doesn't matter to me. So when people say you snuck recorded, you did this, why you didn't put it, da-da-da-da-da-da, it's an understanding that I had. Everybody knew that we were working on that interview. I was able to call him and have him clear up some things because of an understanding, especially the situation pertaining to, and that's what he said. Remember when I said I was mad because he messed up the bag with Erna and Paparazzi Poe fight? You know what his response was to me? You already got audio. You already got a recording already. You have my whole life there. You worry about a bag? You worry about a measly 30,000? That's what he said. So a lot of you don't know what you're talking about, but that's okay. I'm done talking about this. I think that man and all these families, his family need to heal. The families that got hurt by him need to heal, and I'm moving forward. Those who know. I'm not sitting here playing and gonna play all the stuff. Now, I played that audio so I could let people know that the reason why my response was the way it was because he was comfortable with how his life was going. And he made me comfortable with understanding that no matter what, I'm going to go out how I'm going to go out. So before Alpo passed away, he was aware of that recording and he sanctioned that recording. For those of you who are, oh my God, you snuck and record them and then you played. I only played that part because I wanted people to understand why I was comfortable and I was okay and I wasn't hurt because one, I'm a meteorologist, two, was never personal, and three, even though we talked, he told me out his mouth, don't mourn me, don't get upset, keep doing what you do. You do what's best for you. That's what he did with Unique Mega Audio, right? He did what's best for him. He said that. I did what's best for me, and I want everybody to do what's best for them. He even said that in the recording. If somebody called me from being in jail or being locked up and said, Alpo, what am I supposed to do? I'm going to say, you got to do what's best for you. So that's what I did. So he was aware. Last time talking about it, I want you guys to enjoy your journey, enjoy your content. Check out all my comedies. I got more coming up, more moving on. And I wish you all the best. Queens.